on with us. That'll be at 3:30. Knows him very well, and a man who covers the Philadelphia Eagles. How much do you take away from the Browns and the Giant game of yesterday? The Giant offense is the worst offense possibly in the National Football League. Okay? What's your takeaway? The man from Box 29 in Philly, the man who hides his cowboy helmet and now puts his Eagle helmet only behind his screen at home, is on location right now. By the way, I found out that the limo that took him to Merrill Reese, Merrill goes, well, I got to take care of my boy. Our friend Garry Cobb joins us now here on the National Football Show. How you doing, G Cobb?
I'm doing great, Yeah, just playing a little golf, or you know what? I played pretty good today. I'm saying I hit the ball pretty good.
So what was it? Let me take a shot at 82.
No, we weren't playing. I don't even know what our number was. It was much lower than that.
Oh, so are you saying this best ball?
Ball.
Best ball in this too. Whoever hits the shortest has to drink a shot.
But believe me, I was driving. It's the best I've driven in a long time, man. Straight. I can hit it. I always can hit it, but what direction is it going? So
was this the best that you've seen the Eagles play as a complete team on Sunday? As a complete team. Now, again, take into consideration, it's the Giants.
I would still have to say that offensively, their best game was the first one against the Packers. See, because you had Jalen, they put up some yards. He's getting the ball to AJ. He's getting the ball to Devontae, and you got Saquon doing his thing. So in this game, I mean, really passing wise, other than that touchdown, I mean, he threw for just over 100 yards.
No, how about this, Garry? You take the 89 yards away from AJ in that game. He had 5 completions for 25 yards.
I mean, that's got to get better. That's got to get better. Now, I will say this, though. Before the game, in our pregame show and everything, I was saying, look, they need to run the ball. Run the ball. Saquon Barkley. I mean, the thing is about Saquon is if you give him the ball 6 or 7 times, he's going to break one. I mean, he's shown that. He's done that over and over. And I think they've got to become a kind of team that says, okay, we got this line. I mean, Mailata didn't play, and Fred Johnson, he's not going to be able to hold up over there if they're throwing the ball every play. They got to run the ball, to give him a break so he can attack the guy that's is flying upfield and everything. So I think that they got to run their offense around Saquon right now. Now, as the season goes, I think they'll get better. But right now, Jalen is just, I don't think he's feeling it back there. Come on. He's not seeing the field real well. So you work with what you got going on. And I think if they enforce and come out and run the ball on people, they're going to make it simple. And then I think Jalen is going to get better and better as the season goes along if they establish that running game. And they've shown they can run the ball on anybody. And then, like I said, this doggone Saquon, and I've seen him, man. I'm walking up, I'm going like, man, look at this dude, man.
Have you been surprised, though? Garry, have you been surprised on how good he is? Because we all knew he was the number 2 pick. This is an indictment on the Giants not putting a team around him, because I made this comment, Garry. Right. If he played his entire career in Philly, he'd be in Canton.
Yeah. That's right. He would almost have already qualified almost.
Yep.
But all I got to do is I'm out at practice and I see him. First of all, I see the size of the guy. And then just from being and seeing the games, I see like, look, this is a big back. Only he's got little guy speed. He's got home run speed. You see how every time he has this burst and all of a sudden he's gone, man. He turns it in. He's got that accelerator. And so I think what they've got to do right now, that's the best part of their offense. You got AJ there. Of course, when AJ is set one-on-one, you could tell Jalen, look, anytime you see him one-on-one by himself, you got the thumbs up to go ahead and go to him, because it's very difficult to play him. Again, both of those guys are really, you don't see many guys, athletes like those two. They are like, AJ is like a linebacker. He's big dude, strong. but he can run, and it's very hard for somebody to match up with him. If a
He's
DB
like
comes
T.O.
up and
He's
he
like
wants to
T.O.,
get
Gary.
inside, he can get inside.
Gary, he's like T.O.
Yeah, you're right. He's like T.O. That's right. He's really a guy that you don't see many athletes like that. And the thing is, Saquon is the same way. Saquon is a guy built like he's a fullback, 230 pounds, only he's got like 4.3 speed. So those guys, I think they need to build the offense around them. And then as the season goes along, I think you're going to get everybody else in the flow of things. But see, they came in and right away they want to, and coaches are like this. Everybody wants to show how smart they are. Even though you might have a team that's got strengths in a certain area that doesn't really highlight how smart you are, but it's the best thing for the team. And I think this team has got an offensive line that is going to open some holes if you give them a little opportunity. And Saquon, and even in the first couple games, Saquon was in the locker room going, doggone it, man. I missed it, man. I should have took that play. At the beginning of the season, he said, man, I should have took that 60 yards, because he didn't have the confidence in the guys. But now he's looking for that big play. He knows he hits it right. He's off to the races. And right now, if they build the offense around that running game, I think the passing offense is going to get better as we go along. And hopefully, you'll see them really blossom.
How about this, Gary? I'm going to bring this now over to the defensive side. 19.2 yards a game, they're 7th. 304.3 total yards, they're 9th. 189.2 pass defense, they're 9th. 115.2 rush defense, they're 15th. They're last in takeaways, but as you and I know, that's how the ball bounces sometimes. That's the first 6 weeks of the season. Are you more encouraged now about the defense, the way it's picked up since the Green Bay game? Or is it you can only take so much away from the Browns' incompetence at offense and also the way the Giants are on offense too? How do you look at that, and how do you decipher, and how do you dissect that?
Well, I'm not going to get too worked up. I'm gonna look at the pluses. This is who they were playing, so you can't hold them and go, wow, you guys were great, but this is who was on the schedule. Okay,
that's right.
They went out and they did what they're supposed to do against a team like the Giants. They really got after them. I got to give them a plus for that. It seems like some guys are playing with more confidence, and you are working more of the younger players in there, and they're contributing. So I definitely like what I saw. I think that they against these good teams, they're still going to have some challenges, but I like what I see. I mean, I definitely like what I see in the secondary. They got some good guys, and it seems like they got more guys back there that don't mind tackling people. And that's what you're going to have. And so they've got, when you bring a Dijon in there, and then you bring in what's 21
Quinion.
No. Is it
Isaiah?
What's he's got a twin brother. Came out of the safety. 21, number 21.
Oh, Cooper DeJean.
No, Cooper DeJean is 33. He's the other safety. He's number 21. But anyway,
I'm Rogers.
Both of those guys.
Sidney Brown.
Rogers is doing a good job. What's that? Brown. Sidney Brown. Now, Sidney Brown is the kind of guy they need back there, which is he likes to hit. He's got good speed, got good quickness. He's aggressive, and he likes to hit people. So you mix that in. Now, in fairness, that all the guys in your secondary don't like hitting. Okay, you got to have people back there. Somebody's going to tackle, especially your safeties. They got to be saying, we got to tackle. Now, DeJean, he doesn't mind tackling people.
No, he doesn't.
You bring in Sidney Brown, you got a couple guys back there don't mind tackling people. Then you got, of course, your other safeties. But, these guys probably bring in more speed. See, so now you can do different things and utilizing them against slot receivers. Also, you can blitz them and different things. So I think they're going to get better and better as they go along. And I really did I got to give credit for the pass rush. They did have a pass rush, and they were blitzing too, which is something that
2 weeks in a row, right, Gary? We're starting to see more. Hey, Gary, do you think he realized, Vic, that
They're going to have to
They're not
check
gonna-
what Vic was drinking in the drink in the morning.
Dude, both those games,
They're
man,
going to
he
have to
brought
check what
the
he was drinking
pressure.
because he was bringing the fire, man. I got to give it to him.
Hey,
He
Garry,
doesn't normally like the blitz.
yep,
But
that's right. That's his mantra on who he is. Hey, man, I've been very critical, and so have you, and so has Seth Joyner. Been very critical of Kobe. What do you make of his play? 11 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 hits on quarterback, 2 TFLs. He was pretty much all over the field. He still struggles in space, covering backs out of the backfield. Didn't have much of a challenge in that against the Giants, but still, you're starting to see some playmaking ability. And
that's right.
One thing he can do, right, Garry? He can rush the passer.
Yeah, I mean, he comes up and he likes hitting people. So, you try to have a guy doing what he does best. He's not the best out in the open field. He does a good job when he's blitzing. When he's attacking the play against the run, he does a good job there. And I got to give him credit because if you're making plays like that, that's the way you get off the field. When you sack somebody, a lot of times you're getting off the field because whether it's on second down or third down, a lot of times you put the offense in a position where they're getting ready to punt because they're in a situation where it's third and long. So I like the fact that they were sending him on blitzes, and the thing he was doing is he was coming explosively, and he was running over the backs or whoever else was blocking him, and he was getting to the quarterback. So I got to give him a lot of credit for the way he's playing. Now, the big thing this team has got to do is, they've just got to keep on playing aggressively like they're playing, and they got to make the plays that they've been making. And I got to give them credit. The defense has been playing well. They did a good job against the run. They made the Giants one-dimensional. And so once they did that, then you can get after an offense because now they got to throw the ball. They got to throw the ball. So then you can really, get that pass rush after them. And they really did a good job against the Giants. And the Giants aren't a good football team. But the good thing the Eagles did is they showed everybody that they aren't a good football team. That's what you're supposed to do against a bad football team is let everybody know, these guys are not in our league. And that's what they did. So I got to give them a lot of credit for that.
How about this, Garry? 2 last questions for you. Do you think this team could beat Detroit right now?
Probably not right now with the way that Detroit is playing and the way they find ways to win and everything. So probably not. But I think that when as the season gets near the end, they might be ready to beat them because they have not reached their zenith point with the offense. Come on.
Do you think, Garry, do you think that's going to come down to home field? Whoever has the home game, that it could be at the end of the year. If you're in January, if you have to play at Lincoln Financial, or if you have to go up to Detroit to play, that's what that really is going to be, the swing in that game. Because by the end of the year, like you said, the war of attrition, injuries, they've already lost Aiden Hutchinson up there too.
Yeah, you're right.
That's an issue too. So, I mean, they're now lesser of a man of a star player. So, I mean,
true.
As you get closer in there, war of attrition is going to make that game an interesting ball game possibly in January.
Yeah, it definitely is. But I think the big thing with the Eagles is they need to be the best team they can be. Clearly, offensively, with their passing game, it's not where they're capable. Come on. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are both Pro Bowl level wide receivers. They got an outstanding offensive line, and Jalen is capable of playing great football. They got to put it all together. They got to do it. And don't mention Dallas Goedert. They've got all these weapons, and you got Saquon Barkley as a receiver. So you got all these weapons. The thing they got to do is play at the level they're capable of playing. They're not there yet, but what they got to do is they got to get there at the end of the season. Who knows? This might be the best way to do it, which is they're not there now, and they go to the season like this. They continue getting better and better. And then at the right time, because last year we know, they started off better than they were, and they were going like this. So we would rather them going up. We'd rather have that. And the big thing is going to be Jalen, that he's seeing the field better. He's playing the level that he's capable of playing. That's going to be the big thing. And I think he knows that. And I think the rest of the team, they know that too, that they're capable of playing better.
I heard that from a friend of mine out in Los Angeles that you've put your name in to become the new head coach of the USC Trojans and that you're about ready to give your resume because, hey, man, USC doesn't lose to Maryland, dude. Hey, man, in my entire lifetime, Gary, USC doesn't lose to Maryland, dude.
Hey, I told my son, I said, look, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just totally embarrassed. I mean, and all the guys, we got guys online crying the blues. I'm going, look, man, there's no way. I said, like, when they play, they get ready to play Rutgers. They get ready to play Rutgers. And I don't want to see the game. They're getting ready to play Rutgers.
Dude.
And you know what my son said? He texted me back. Rutgers probably got a good chance to beat them.
Hey, well, I said this, Gary. Hey, Gary, Rutgers has got a better offense than the Giants do, so you might be in trouble when you play those dudes, man. I mean,
Woo!
Holy cow, man!
I tell you, it's been a long year. The thing about USC is, if you add a couple, maybe 15 points, they're 7-0.
I know.
But instead of that, 3-4, and they're in the basement,
And they're losing to Wisconsin. Wait, they're losing to Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Maryland. Hey, when I heard that trifecta, I went, that ain't USC, I know.
Hey,
USC,
they're going to start losing the colleges that don't even have a football team.
Yeah, Little Sisters of the Poor and Eagle Creek University. Hey, man, Gary, love you, man. Thank you so much. Glad that you hit them straight today and long. I appreciate it, my friend.
All right, have a good one.
You got it. The great Gary Cobb from Fox 29. Don't forget, tomorrow we will have with us Eric Allen as well. Please hit the like button. I have to correct that. Holy shit, how about those subtle little jabs? You see, let me hook you up with something here on Xander. See, Xander is not in the same place he was a year ago. And you know why? His college has got a new captain. And you know who that captain is? It's Captain Ahab. Yeah, the guy that got eaten by the whale. And he's running the Alabama program right now. You lose to Tennessee and you get whooped by Vandy. So he takes a shuttle shot. Well, what do you think? I'm a delusional Miami fan who hasn't been relevant in 25 years. They get a nosebleed? What the hell happened there? What happened? Did I get a nosebleed? Holy shit, what is that? Well, you think I'm a Miami guy? Haven't been relevant in 25 years? Hey, Louisville had a top offense. 45 points. Don't worry about it, son. Miami's gonna be playing in the 12-team tournament at the end of the year. And who would have thunk this? Alabama will not be invited to the first and ever 12-team college football playoff. That is insane to think that the first year Saban is not there. The first year he's not there, and they're going to have a 12-team college football playoff. And Alabama's not going to be in it? Dude, Alabama and Michigan are both not going to be in this thing. That's crazy. That's crazy to think that. All right. Please hit the like, not list, button. Xander, where are we right now in our likes? Guys, you've been really great. Love to see if we can get to possibly 400 by the end of the program. Let's see where we're at right now. You guys have been great. By the way, all super chats, you guys have been insane today. We so appreciate all of them. 326. Guys, fantastic. Let's see if we can get to 400 by the top of the hour. And let's see what we could do in the final hour of the program. Please hit the like button. Keep it here. National Football Show.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.